Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss current affairs of 7th February 2021. In this lecture, we are going to see 8 articles which are very much relevant to UPSC. And I want to make a small announcement here. So we came up with this current affairs package course. So in this current affairs package course, we are focusing on current affairs and also means answer writing practice. So if you are asking me what is importance of current affairs, so 50 to 60% of questions, either it may be prelims or mains and even interview questions that comes from current affairs. If at all you are getting any static portion or statics question, so that will have some basics regarding this current affairs. So because of this, current affairs is very important to clear UPSC, and mastering of current affairs is very important. And if you are talking about this mains answer writing practice, so without proper answer writing skills, you cannot clear UPSC for sure. So because of this, you need to focus on this answer writing on day 1 of your preparation. Okay. And regarding if you're enrolling to this course, so we are also providing prelims practice questions every week along with video solutions. So because of this course will be very important to clear UPSC prelims and also mains here. So what is demand of UPSC? That is exactly focusing on this course. Okay. So if you are joining this course, this is very useful to clear your UPSC. And please try to join this course and don't take this course as a choice. Okay. And for further details of this course, you can contact us. Details are given in description box. Now let us see first article. Title says Niti Aayog seeks to track impact of green verdicts. So this article mainly focusing on green verdicts. So especially this article mainly talking about infrastructure projects. So this article will be important regarding polity because you have to refer regarding this Niti Aayog. And this article also important regarding infrastructure, which comes under GS paper 3. Now let us see context and some important details of this article. So context says that Niti Aayog, which is a government apex think tank, so this Niti Aayog commission a study to examine these unintended economic consequences regarding these judicial decisions. So these judicial decisions that have hindered and stalled big ticket projects of environment grounds. So what happened here? So what is meaning of this? So what happened here? Government gave some permissions for infrastructure projects. Okay. So because of this infrastructure project, there is some impact that is seen on environment. So because of this Supreme Court judgment and as well as National Green Tribunal, they blocked this infrastructure projects. So now Niti Aayog mainly looking into that issue, and which is mainly studying about what will be economic impact that is seen because of halt of this infrastructure projects because of this judicial proceedings. So this is context here. So if you see, Niti Aayog came up with one document. It mainly says that it mainly talks about how to suggest that judgments, so how they are impacting negatively on economy here. So this document mainly says that mainly because of stall of this infrastructure projects, that will lead to loss of jobs, especially laborers, and as well as it will decrease revenue for those laborers, and it will affect life and livelihood of those people. So this is about that document came up by this Niti Aayog. Now let us see some details of this article. So this Niti Aayog mainly examines 5 major projects. So those are mainly impacted by judicial decisions of Supreme Court and as well as NGT National Green Tribunal. So those 5 projects includes Mopa Airport in Goa. So Supreme Court suspended this in 2019. And next one is Sterlite Copper in Tamil Nadu. So Supreme Court in December rejected proposal which is made by Vedanta to operate this closed copper plant. And next one is iron ore mining in Goa. So in 2018, Supreme Court squashed this 88 mining leases for violation of mining procedures in Goa. And next one is sand mining in UP. So NGT National Green Tribunal in 2013 suspended the sand mining operations in UP. And next one is construction activities in and around Delhi. So as we know, construction activity is one of important source for pollution in National Capital Region. So because of this, NGT imposed a ban on construction activities in and around Delhi. So these are 5 infrastructure projects which are studied by this Niti Aayog. So if you see, judiciary mainly needs to take into account like environment, equity and also economic consequences. So while deciding these cases, and it needs to institutionalize a mechanism, okay, so it need to go for intense study and it should analyze cost and benefit of certain judicial decisions here. So because of this, if at all any project which is impacting environment here, but without these infrastructure projects we cannot move towards development, right? So whenever we are taking this type of decisions, we need to weigh cost and benefit. And if you see economic consequences, the first one is it will lead to loss of job for many people directly and indirectly. And next one is without jobs there will be no revenue or no income. So because of no income or no money in hands, there will be decrease in demands of goods and services in market. That will lead to economic crisis. That will lead to decrease in production, such that it will also hit manufacturing industries, right? And if one important thing that you should remember regarding this infrastructure project here is, whenever we are going for long-term infrastructure projects, we need some money, right? So this money we can got through loans from banks. So whenever there is stall of these infrastructure projects, then what happens? That will lead to increase in non-performing assets. So it will affect financial institutions in country. So these are some economic consequences of this projects. Okay. Now let us see next article. Title says FSSAI caps trans fats in food products. So this article mainly focusing on trans fats. So this article will be important regarding health, which comes under GS paper 2. So you can expect prelims questions regarding this trans fats. So now let us try to discuss context, some important details and also some facts regarding this trans fats. So context says that FSSAI, that is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, has amended its rule on capping of these trans fatty acids in food products. So recently FSSAI also tightened rules, okay, tightened norms regarding these trans fatty acids in oil and fats. So if you see some details of this article, it mainly says that food products in which edible oils and fats they are used as an ingredient, they shall not contain industrial trans fatty acids should not be more than 2% of amount of fats or amount of oil which is used in that food products here. So if you see recently in December 2020 what happened here, FSSAI had capped this trans fatty acids in oil and fats. So it came with some guidelines, right? Like 3% should be present, okay, only 3% of trans fat will be allowed in 2021 and 2% by 2022, right? So in this way, if you are talking about current levels of this trans fatty acid, it is 5%. So now 5% we decrease it to 3% in 2021 and we have to decrease to 2% by 2022, okay. And if you see, even WHO, that is World Health Organization, also said that elimination of this industrially produced trans fatty acids, it is important here because it has some health impacts. So because of this, we need to eliminate this trans fatty acids from global food supply by 2023. So you can use this data whenever you are writing mains answers also. And now let us see some facts regarding this trans fats. So first of all, what is this trans fat? So these trans fats, also called as trans fatty acids, they are more harmful type of fats. So if you are talking about fats, we have 3 types of fats: saturated fatty acid, unsaturated fatty acids and trans fat. So these saturated means they are somewhat good, okay, they can be easily eliminated from body. So if you are talking about these unsaturated fatty acids and trans fats, they are not easily eliminated from body. So because of this, they will deposit it in blood vessels. So because of this deposition of this trans fatty acids or unsaturated fatty acids in blood vessels, then what happen? That will lead to narrowing of blood vessels. So because of this narrowing of blood vessels, what happen? Oxygen carrying capacity or blood flowing in this blood vessel will be decreased. So because of this, that will lead to high pressure on these blood vessels. that will leads to blood pressure or hypertension, right? And finally it will leads to coronary artery disease or heart disease. So in this way that will leads to heart diseases. And if you see here regarding these trans fats, they show much adverse effects on our body than any other dietary constituents here. So these trans fats, they are mainly produced artificially, but we also take some small amounts of these trans fats by our dietary, that is naturally also these trans fats are available. So if you are talking about artificially how they will produce, so whenever we are taking this vegetable oil and we are adding hydrogen to that, and that will leads to formation of these trans fats. So whatever fats that are produced after hydrogenation of vegetable oils, they will resemble like ghee and butter, etc. Okay, so if you're talking about some examples of artificial trans fats we are taking in our everyday life, that is vanaspati or margarine. And if you're talking about natural fatty acids or natural trans fatty acids, so they will be present in meat and also some dairy products. And now let us talk about what are harmful effects of this trans fatty acid. First one is there will be increased risk of heart disease. What happen in arteries, especially these arteries which are carrying blood to heart, then in that ways what happen, there will be deposition of this fat that is happen. So because of this, that led to narrowing of these blood vessels. So because of this narrowing of blood vessels, that will have some impact on heart. Okay, and next one is there is increased risk of developing heart disease and stroke. And next one is higher risk of developing obesity, type 2 diabetes mellitus, that is diabetes. And next one is heart disease and metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance. So this insulin resistance is important cause for diabetes type 2. And next one is sometimes it also leads to infertility and will also sometimes may be reasons for different types of cancers. So these are some harmful health impacts of this trans fatty acids. Now let us see next article. Title says early start. So this article mainly focusing on this microbiome. So this article again will important regarding GS2 under health. So you have to know what is this microbiome. So what is meaning of this microbiome? Microbiome refers to some small microorganisms. They are present in humans and as well as some animals. If you are talking about this microbiome, we see this microbiome mainly in intestines, and they plays an important role in maintaining of health and well-being. So this microbiome is very important. For example, production of vitamin K. Okay. If you see about this microbiome, it refers to microorganisms. They are living inside humans and also in animals. So these microbiomes or microorganisms, they are very important for maintaining of health. Okay, so it will helpful because mainly it will helpful in production of some useful things, like we can get some micronutrients from that, and as well as they will also helpful in production of vitamins, some essential vitamins here. So this balance is very useful for maintaining of good health here. So whenever this balance is disturbed, that will leads to ill health. So now why we are going to discuss about this biome by microbiome here, because so recent study mainly published in Journal of Experimental Biology. So in this study mainly focused on this microbiome. Whenever children who are mainly eating more sugar and more fats, then this will alter this microbiome in children. So because of this alteration or disturbing the balance of this microbiome in body, that will lead to some ill health in children. So if at all they are switching to healthy food later, so it will be irreversible change that is seen on this microbiome. So I want to give you a small advice here. If there are any children in your family, please don't allow them to take much fats or much sugar. Okay, so this will have some impact on their health. And now let us see next article. Title says cloudless hot Jupiter. So this article mainly talking about one planet. So this article will be important regarding prelims under science and technology. So now let us try to discuss this article in great detail. So this article mainly talking about WASP 62b. So what is this? So for first time, astronomers, they have come across a huge planet. So if you're talking about mass of this planet, which is half of mass of Jupiter, so this planet, it is cloudless and it is unblocked by haze. That means there is no clouds which are present around this planet. So if you see some details of this planet, name here is WASP-62b, and this planet was first found in year 2012 and it was not studied in detail until now. So if you are talking about distance of this planet, so it is about 575 light years away and it orbits its star. Only it is orbiting its star just 4.5 days only. And if you see, this study mainly published in Astrophysical Journal letters. So in prelims you may expect like name WASP-62b in recently seen in news, so what it refers. So because of this I added this article. Now let us see next article. Title says water scarcity likely in Himalayan catchment if warming continues. So this article mainly focusing on water scarcity. If you see previous questions in your GS paper 1, especially mains regarding geography, that too from Indian geography, there are 2 questions that appeared regarding this water scarcity. So because of this article becomes very important regarding mains point of view. Now let us try to discuss this article in great detail. So if you see background here, so if you are talking about Himalayas, they are cloudy white and snow packs and they contain glaciers, right? So these Himalayas, they are important source of water for billions of people who are mainly living in basins like Indus River, Ganges River and also Brahmaputra River here. So one important cause of concern here is rising of temperature, that is global warming. So because of rising of temperature, what happened? These snow packs and glaciers, they starting melted and they are one of highly sensitive and they are affected because of this rising global temperature. So because of rising global temperature, it affects Himalayan hydrology here. So if you are talking about different countries like India, Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, they mainly dependent on these Himalayan rivers, not only for daily needs but also energy production. So there are a number of hydroelectric power projects that are came up on these rivers which are originated from these Himalayas. So because of this Himalayan river system is very important, not only for daily needs but also for energy production for all these countries here. So if you are talking about some details which are highlighted in this article, it mainly says that because of increase in temperature, so that will leads to drier and as well as warmer scenarios. So whenever this drier and warmer scenarios, they are continuing in near future, in for example 2031 to 2050, then it will affect different forms of this Himalayan rivers like rainfall runoff, snow melt, glacier melt. So these all will be affected here. So because of all these phenomena that are affected by this Himalayan river system, that will face water stress in these catchment areas. So what happened rapidly whenever these glaciers are melting? So what happened? This glacier will be melted, right? So because of this there will be no ice caps. So because of this, people who are living along catchment of these Himalayan rivers, they will face some water stress. And one important thing here is we need to also know about albedo here. So because of melting of these glaciers, albedo or reflecting capacity of sunlight will be decreased. So because of this, it will further increase global temperature. And next one is it will also leads to increased rainfall. That means whenever temperature is increasing, we can expect conventional rainfall, right? So because of this conventional rainfall, we can also see in some areas there will be water surplus and some areas we can see water stress. And now let us see about some facts which are highlighted in this article. So because of warmer environment here, so glaciers, they will increase their melting. So glaciers melting will be increased to 15 to 70%. So whenever glacial melting is increased, glacial volume will be decreased to 3 to 8%. So because of this, some areas they will feel water stress, but because of increase in temperature, we can see some conventional rainfall that will happen. So some areas we can see there is increase in rainfall. So because of this, in this context, what is need? What can be done? We need to focus on better water management. Next one is we need to focus on governance regarding this water. and we need to understand changing patterns of precipitation system. For example, we have Indian monsoon system and we have western disturbances. So we need to analyze all this and we need to go for proper water management and governance. So this is gist of this article. And now let us see next article, mainly talking about magnetic fields in plants. So this will be some of important and some surprising thing for people who are not from science background. So this article is important regarding science and technology. Now let us try to understand this topic. So before understand this, I want to ask one question, like, have you ever seen this Venus flytrap? So this is one insectivorous plant. That means it depends on insects mainly for its nitrogenous needs. So this Venus flytrap, it is like this, okay. So it is one interesting plant here. Whenever any insect which is coming and which is landing on this leaf, then what happens? This leaf will close like this. So after closing this leaf, then this leaf will start releasing some digestive enzymes, so that what happened, insect which is present inside this leaf, that will be digested, and after digesting that, this leaf will absorb those materials here. So after everything done, then again it will open like this. Whenever insect which is coming and landing on this leaf, then again it will close. So this is some of the mechanism that will be seen in especially this insectivorous plants. So this Venus flytrap is also one insectivorous plant. So if you see why this Venus flytrap is in news, because recent study from Germany mainly found that in Venus flytrap, scientific name of this plant here is Dionaea muscipula. Okay, so in this plant it has some capability of generating small magnetic fields. So whenever it is generating some small magnetic fields, then it can attract insects easily here. So it will also send some electric signals that will be helpful for closure of their traps to catch insect. So first of all, it will release some small magnetic fields and it will attract insect. So after insect is coming and it is landing on this leaf, then this plant will send some electric signals mainly to close this leaf. Okay. So this phenomenon is called as biomagnetism. So you have to remember this word, that is biomagnetism. So this biomagnetism mainly seen in Venus flytrap. So if you see some details here, it mainly says that it is extremely difficult to measure this magnetic field with help of older technology. So because of this, scientists mainly used new and advanced atomic magnetometers. So they found that this amplitude of about 0.5 picotesla magnetic field which is generated in these plants. So it is million times which is weaker than when you are comparing with this earth magnetic field. So these are some important details that you should remember regarding this article. Now let us see next article. Title says natural mutation found in African swine fever virus. So this swine fever virus mainly causes fever in pigs. So this article mainly talk about mutation. So what is meaning of mutation? Whenever we see there is alteration in genetic material, that is called as mutation in simple words. So this article will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. Now let us have a detailed discussion on this topic. So context says that Chinese scientists, they have found a natural mutation in African swine fever virus. So if you are comparing with earlier virus strain of this swine flu, so it is less deadly, and this strain has ranged in 2018 to 2019. So in 2018 to 2019, that led to outbreak of swine flu virus. So that virus is most deadly than compared to that of this mutant virus here. So this study mainly published in Reuters magazine. So it says that at least two new strains of this African swine fever that found in these Chinese pig farms. So these new strain mainly causing chronic form of African swine fever. So it having some impacts on this sow forms, that is reducing its production, and as well as it will cause some infection in this industry insiders. So if you are talking about facts regarding that new strain, name here is HUV20. So it is mainly because of some partial deletion of two genes, that is CDV2 gene and as well as 8CR gene. So you have to remember these facts. And now let us see next article. Title says decoding how coronavirus mutates. So this article mainly focusing on how new mutated coronavirus is existing. So what are changes that are happening in this mutated coronavirus? Again, this article will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. So I will try my level best to make you understand this topic. So first let us see context. Here context says that scientists, they have identified pattern of mutation in this novel coronavirus. So why there is mutation? So whenever there is anything that happened wrong, that will lead to mutation. So mutation means anything that is different in genetic material, right? So that is any alteration in genetic material that is causing mutations. So whenever mutations are happening, then we have some muted new virus here. So this mutated virus mainly evade immune system antibodies. So if you see recent findings of this study mainly says that, so after mutation, this virus possibly escape existing vaccines and therapeutics. That means what happened whenever there is any alteration in genetic material that happened, that will lead to formation of new mutated virus. So in this new virus, what happened? It will not respond to vaccines and as well as therapeutics, that is treatment of this virus. So if you see some study highlights, it mainly says that coronavirus mainly undergoes some selective deletions as a part of genetic sequence, and this selective deletions that mainly seen in this spike protein. So if you talk about this spike protein, if you are seeing this is coronavirus, we have some spikes which are present on surface of this coronavirus, and these spikes are very important for entry of this virus into human body. So in the human cells, it will be mainly attached to this ACE2 receptors and it will enter into body. So if we have this ACE2 receptor, to that this spike proteins will go and attach, and finally it will enters into inside the cell, right? So after entering inside the cell, then it will start its process of replication, right? What happen whenever there is any mutation that is happening with this spike protein? So if at all any antibodies are present in our body which fight against this, so they will not recognize this as antigen. So because of this, it will escape. Okay. So if you are talking about this spike protein, it mainly enables to infect into this host cells. So if you are talking about antibodies which are present in our body, so they are called as neutralizing antibodies. So these neutralizing antibodies which are generated within our body mainly to fight against this spike protein. But because of some deletions in this spike protein, our antibodies, they cannot detect this spike protein. So because of this, this is called as viral escape. So this study mainly assessed about nearly 150,000 gene sequences of this spike protein, and these variants, they are possessing many deletions. This is called as deletion mutations. So these deletion mutations mainly neutralize these antibodies which are present in our body. So because of this, these antibodies which are present in our body, they cannot grab hold on this virus. They cannot identify this and this spike proteins or newly mutated virus as antigens. So because of this in this way they are escaping. So this is called as virus escape. Okay. So these are some important things that you should remember regarding this article. Now let us see today's essay. Challenges of data security in the age of internet. So you have to focus on what are challenges regarding this data security in age of this internet. So why I took this topic? Because recently data privacy, data protection, that is highly in news because of WhatsApp privacy policy. So because of this, I came up with this topic as essay. So this is very simple essay, and you have to write essay, okay, not more than 750 words. You have to take at least 1.5 hours to write this essay. Okay. So by this we are concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to join this current affairs package course. Thank you so much.